your go-to girl for real estate, and I'm here with
Darren Lovell with the Lovell team at Cardinal Financial.
This is all part of our series on building wealth through real estate, and we're just here to give you tips and tricks and information coming from two people that are really heavy in the business, and we want it to be good for you and good for your kids and your family and friends. So anyways, what are we talking about today, Dan?
Today we're going to talk about the cost of waiting to purchase a home.
Yes, this is the craziest market. I've been doing this 11 years, and this is the craziest market. And a lot of people are trying to step out of the market because they're nervous about what's happening. And this has been going on for 2 full years, and they're not really anticipating that it's going to change this next year. Everybody says, well, everything goes back down. I'm going to step back in. And do you think that's going to go back down?
So what we've seen right over the last couple of years is kind of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually it's going to go kind of like this. But if I went from here to here, I'm not going to go back to here.
Yes.
So it may level off. At some point, I think it will level off to normal appreciation, 4, 5, 6%. But if you think we're going to go back down here, I think you're going to be waiting a long time.
Well, I kind of joke around right now with my clients, and I feel like a used car salesman, but basically the best deal in a house right now is just to get one.
That's right.
And with Texas being what it is, because we don't have a state income tax, it's so business friendly. Everybody's moving their headquarters here in this North Texas market. We have a lot of these people are moving their hubs here, and it's just, I don't foresee it really changing. It's been going up since I've been doing it for 11 years. I know there's been some historical things where they've gone down, but it's really, I'm not foreseeing that with all the activity and all the growth and everything they're building here.
I wouldn't bet on it. Yeah, I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, and the fact is, if somebody wants to wait, so let's just take a look at it. So if the house is $400,000 today, right? Mm-hmm. So a year from now, that house is going to be $440,000. And interest rates, everything I see, read, learn, and hear, because we have such high inflation numbers, the Fed has already made the first the rate hike, and there's 3 more scheduled. So if home prices are going up at double digits and interest rates are returning to more normal interest rates around 5%, is my income going up fast enough where I'm actually going to be in a better position? Most people's income doesn't go up 10% annually or 20% over a 2-year period. And if interest rates are more as well, I have a hard time understanding how I'll be in a better position in a couple of years from a home buying perspective. So I think you're losing traction by that whole I'm going to wait it out type of mentality.
Well, and the buying power changes when the interest rate changes, right?
Absolutely.
So if somebody can buy a house for, if they want to spend $2,000 a month and they can afford I'm just guessing here, $400,000 house, then if the interest rate changes by a certain percentage, for the same $2,000 a month, they're only going to be able to
probably
buy
$380. Yeah.
Right. It changes your buying power.
Your purchasing power declines as interest rates go up.
And really, even with the interest rates going up, so let's say it's 4.125 today. Is that what it is now?
A little higher.
Okay. So, but I bought my first house at 8%, paid it off at 6%, and our parents were spending 15%. It's all relative, really.
I tell my old dad story. So my first one back in the late 80s, 10.75. I know my dad, when he bought one, was 16.5%. So interest rates, while they're not as low as they once were, I think the fact of the matter is we're getting more back to a normal environment from an interest rate perspective. So the sky's not falling relative to interest rates. It's just you can't go back and get what was back there 6 months ago now.
Yes. And a lot of people right now are stepping out of the market because they want to sell their house, because they want to get top dollar. And so then they say, I'm just going to wait it out. Well, I tell everybody, you buy and sell in the same market. So you're going to make a bunch of money on your house right now. And a lot of people, if they're like me, kind of get empty nesters. Do I want to move to Colorado? Do I want to move to Aruba? Those kinds of things. Well, what happens when you step out of the market, you're going to rent. People are thinking that. Well, the rents are becoming astronomical. I'm hearing
highest ever.
I'm hearing people are getting $300 rent increases on their apartments. Absolutely. Or the cost of the housing, because these investors are having to pay more for the homes. They're expecting to get so much more. I used to get $1,450 for my rental, and now we can charge $1,900.
Well, another thing that's happening with that is a lot of folks that own those homes that you're renting, are deciding to sell, and now you have no place to go.
Exactly.
And that's a challenge.
It really
And
is.
you have no time to do it. So Pam, one of the things that I tell, clients is you have to draw a line in the sand. And what I'm trying to instill in them is, in my lifetime, I've owned 9 homes, right? And I'm 56. And so that first home you buy, it's not like it was back in our parents' generation,
Yes.
where maybe they lived in a home for 30 years. I can't imagine, how many repeat clients do you have that have bought from you multiple times?
I think I recall the average being they move every 3.5 years
Okay.
was kind of the average in our area. I'm proud to say a lot of them have been in their homes, let's say 5, 6, 7 years, because it means we found the right home. But when I'm taking buyers out now, they're thinking, oh, it has to have this, it has to be this, it has to be this. And finding the right home is a challenge in itself, but then winning the bid.
Right.
So I'm telling everybody, look, find something that will work for you for the next 3 to 5 years, and then we can step you up or right size you into another home. But it doesn't have to be your forever home, especially in this market with low inventory. It makes it trickier. So once we change the mindset a little bit, it allows a lot more opportunity for homes out there.
Because if I can get that 200, so instead of looking for that $400,000 home, I may be better positioned to get that $300,000 home that 2 or 3 years from now I can turn around and sell for $400,000.
Yes.
And now I've got equity. Versus if I rent, I don't have any equity.
Well, and besides the crazy market that we've been having, I've had lots of people that have moved into the area and then they get transferred back.
Absolutely.
Everybody in this, because of our market continuing to do well, everybody seems to always make money on their house. It's not even just a break-even situation. They're making money on selling their homes because we talked about the influx of people coming here and wanting to be in the North Texas market. Plus, everybody says, well, I'm going to wait till the spring, or I'm going to wait till the fall. We don't see, it's not as cyclical here because houses that sell 365 days a year in Texas,
Right.
because our weather, besides last winter, is very
Snowmageddon.
is much more milder. And I think I had 8 closings one December. It's really what it has to do with inventory and availability. And the school year, people want to say, well, I'm going to wait till after school happens. We don't really have those same cyclical.
We don't see that at all. It's very much constant throughout the entire year. And you're right, December of last year was a huge month for us. So yeah, definitely not just the summer months in Texas.
No.
Not at all.
And I tell everybody's like, well, it's just not the right time. There's no good time to have a baby. There's no good time to change jobs. There's no good time to buy a house. It's just, you have to do it when it feels right. But we don't grow without discomfort. It's what I tell everybody. And finding, I always say, who you work with matters, and finding the right realtor that's going to take you through that process, and the right lender that's going to help educate you about the best ways to put that together. It really will make it much better. I always say information's power, and getting you in that house is really our goal, so that you're not paying somebody else's mortgage.
So it sounds like the overarching theme here is there truly is a cost for waiting.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we look forward to our next session. And if you ever have questions, feel free to reach out to me or Darren. And we always are here to help in any way. Thanks so much.
Thank you.